not that is some very, you can just see how it drips off my hand. That's mixed for sure. Okay, this is the side that was rubbing against the plastic before. Now you got, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 inches worth of space from the lug here out. And here's this side, probably over 1 inch. What you should remember though is that the other side, the tire rubbed on the edge here, and that's what caused it to wear down a little bit. So they're not going to be perfectly the same, but definitely I'd say this rear end is pretty much dead on at this point. It's looking really good. What it does. Okay. So this right here, this crack right here is where I just laid that plastic weld. So we have just the slightest little thing there, but no big deal. I think that'll work just fine. It looks almost like a scratch, and being that these plastics have scratches all over them, I think that'll work just fine. Okay, so we got this crack all figured out. This one here. This seam is actually split all the way back. I just got finished from right here down. Still nice and warm. And then on the inside here, I got this crack meshed and fixed, and I have to do these ones in here. We got a lot. There's stuff around this headlight and stuff. We got a lot of work to do. But I'm actually surprised with how strong this stuff holds up. It actually is surprising to me, because to hold this together, I had a piece of wire mesh that was sitting here. I just like tacked it into place. It worked really, really nice. I'm really surprised by plastic welding. I didn't realize it was so handy. Okay, I've been working steadily on this for another couple hours maybe, and I followed the crack on the edge here. We got that all wire meshed and covered for the most part. I followed it down to here, and then down here I just got all that wire mesh melted in, and I just have to cover it up. What seems to work well on a big patch like this, where you have some room to work with, is actually using a torch. You quickly, obviously, heat it up, and the wire mesh gets red hot almost immediately. And then you use your little heat solder iron, if you will, and mush it in a little bit while you have the time. So that seemed to work out really nice for me. Maybe that'll work for somebody else. Okay, on the headlight assembly, we had a nice crack right here, so I got that all buttoned up. There's another crack down here. This little tab had a crack. And all of that gets covered by the plastic. There's like the piece that goes around the light. So luckily I was able to work with that, because there's not a lot of room to work with on the inside here. I did get a piece of mesh in here and worked in here on that part, because this portion isn't covered. So You can see this was cracked the whole way down, and now you really can't, you really wouldn't be able to tell at all that there's anything going on there. And then on this side, there's a crack right in here. I was gonna wrap a piece up, but that plastic piece really only curls a little bit in here, so I put a piece on the inside. This bulb, which surprisingly is broken, I'm surprised that this bulb is broken because that side is the side that took the hit, but I did remove the bulb from this side because I was worried I'd hit these wires with that hot wand thing. So yeah, we're gonna get some new bulbs for this thing anyways, but that looks pretty good now. I'm on to the top piece and I'll show you that. Okay, this piece is almost done. I got all the plastic welding on that crack done. This side here ended up getting a tiny gap. Well, not tiny, but a gap. But the rack goes right over this. You can actually see the line. So I don't think it'll be noticeable very easily. And now what I'm going to do is using my heat gun, I'm going to heat up this corner because this piece is tweaked. I'll try to show you. This piece here goes over the display on the four-wheeler and it's tweaked, but when I lift up on this, hopefully you can see that, how it kind of fixes it. So this is bent down, so I'm going to heat up this portion with my heat gun and ever so gently bend it up so that when I put it on the four-wheeler, it'll pull this down and straighten out this portion here so the display sits in there nice. Okay, so this new front bumper is not perfect. It has a couple dents in it, but like I stated many times on this project, I can't find a single thing brand new. So it's better than what we had. This will be kind of tucked away underneath, so hopefully we won't see it. And I'm just going to cover this with some paint, some Rust-Oleum, and it'll look nice, or better if you will. And the other one was kind of a white silver color. We're just going to go with black because it's the paint that I got and it'll match the machine. So we're just going to give this a quick little coat of paint. Okay, that's the first coat. Oh. So here's the old one and the new one. Looks like we'll have to take this and plug it into here and then move these little rubber grommets over and slide off these little clips and put them on there. Not a big deal. I did bend a couple fins on accident with my thumb, but that shouldn't be a big deal. I think that the radiator, this new one, is a little bit wider, so it should have a little bit better cooling ability, but yeah, it should work well. So let's just get some stuff swapped over and continue on. what I'm trying to do is the rack's just kicked a little in more on this side, so all I'm trying to do is use a ratchet strap to suck in. I got it like, I don't know, half-inch gap. So this is just I'm gonna straighten this out for me. There we go. So now it's nice and tight, or tight enough where I can. There we go. So now I can just tack that up, and then get her all welded. Okay, so this is the original rotor that we have here. You know, not terribly worn out, but from him locking them up, they're a little bit warped, if you will. And here is the new ones. So this side is finished. It would kind of have like a nice squeak before, and nothing really. Hey. Now they're both working. Sweet. Okay, so I ended up loosening this out, and I can get every gear now. So park, reverse, neutral, high, and with low, you really got to jam it up in there. But I realized it wasn't necessarily a linkage problem. I think it's just like the plastic, possibly. Maybe the dude's knee hit this or something, but it still pops into low, no problem. So I'm happy with that. The linkage on this thing, if I remember right, has always been kind of iffy, like getting it into gear. So that was pretty easy. I just fiddled with this, and then I'm just gonna put this little choke nut thing back on there. So that's done. I was worried that there might have been something, you know, a shear pin or something snapped off, but that was actually really, really easy. All the rocks hitting the trailer.